The WEF, for all of the people that don't know what that is, it's the World Economic Forum. What I find incredibly strange is that they are telling us exactly what they are planning to do at the World Economic Forum. They write all their goals down. Breaking news, the lizard people have just left their annual devil-worshipping festival. They just published their report called the Global Risk Report for 2023, which tells us what our risks are, what we're facing, and what they think is going to happen. So they meet up in Davos every year with their billionaire jets to have a meeting about how they are going to mitigate those risks. I'm going to show you the report so you can understand what is going to happen next, at least according to them, and what to be prepared for and what could come to America if we don't get the radical left out of office. So they're going to tell us in the report what they identify as the most severe risks. So the report looks over the risks over the next 1 to 2 years and over the next 10 years. So what are the short-term risks? What are the long-term risks? And Klaus says we need to be masters of the future. So what are they saying? Here's a screenshot directly from the report. Number 1, the cost of living. Yes, they're talking about inflation. They know they're printing their currency right into the ground. Number 2, natural disasters and extreme weather. Number 3, geoeconomic confrontation. What is that? We're talking about currency wars. We're talking about CBDCs. We're talking about the yuan replacing the dollar. And number 4, failure to mitigate climate change. Oddly, number 4 goes to number 1 over the next 10 years. Yep, climate change. Yes, that's the biggest risk. The world is going to kill us all. And number 3 goes to number 9 over the next 10 years. And so what does Macron from France say? Quote, "We need a one world government." Yes, a one world government. Erosion of social cohesion and social polarization goes to number 7. So they think we're going to get along better over the next 10 years. Because, well, we'll all be on a social credit score by then. There's a radical shift. On one side, we have freedom lovers. Let me do me, you do you, and we'll all get along. The problem is when I get told what to do, and I don't agree. So I want you to hear it directly from them, not just from me. Again, this is the GRPS, the Global Risk Perception Report. Of course, what it all boils down to is climate change. Climate change is the biggest risk. It's the reason we're all going to be mad at each other. It's the reason we're all going to have to pay more taxes. And it's the reason we're all going to die. So hear it directly from the father of this movement himself, Al Gore. Take a look at this clip right here.
Hiroshima-class atomic bombs exploding every single day on the Earth. That's what's boiling the oceans, creating these atmospheric rivers and the rain bombs and sucking the moisture out of the land and creating the droughts and melting the ice and raising the sea level and causing these waves of climate refugees predicted to reach 1 billion in this century. Look at the xenophobia and political authoritarian trends that have come from just a few million refugees. What about 1 billion?
So that's the reason why we all have xenophobia. The climate, that's the reason we have to have an authoritarian, dictatorial government. That's the reason, the climate, right? That's why we have all these health problems, and that is why climate leads to deteriorating health conditions. It's the climate's fault. Check out this slide. Do you see that red dot, right? That leads to health concerns, leads to climate change, or climate change leads to health concerns. Can you actually believe this is what they put on the slides over at Davos? This is what the billionaires pay for to come watch? No, it's not because of the antidepressants. It's not because doctors prescribe narcos like candy. It's not because they're letting hundreds of thousands of people hop the border with a pack of fentanyl in their backpack. Now check out this slide. Check this one out. Here, right here, this is the biggest one. Look at this, I highlighted in red. Misinformation and disinformation. That's to blame. They just want to control you for your benefit.